Hey guys, it is Thursday, August 14th, 2025, and I'm back with some free VST plugins to help you with your musical adventures and endeavors. All right guys, we got about 5 plugins to discuss today, so let's jump right into it. We got a lot to cover. So the free VSTs for today are as follows. So first up here, we have from the developer Wave Arts, Convology XT. Next up, we have from the Crow Hill Company, we have Vaults, which I've spoken about before. Then we have from Blenheimsound. This developer is new to me, and this plugin is fairly new. It's called reVUe. It is a VU meter. We have next up here from Analogy Instruments, Animatrix. It's a synth. And last but not least, from Analog Obsession, we have End EQ. So let's jump over to these download pages and just look at some brief information real quickly. So like always with Analog Obsession, we have the, okay, my music is there. We have the Patreon download page, and they have the basic information right here. Download links are down here for the different formats, Mac and Windows, right down here. And they have basic information about the plugin. So the normal. For Animatrix, it's going to take you to this download page, the Gromond style download. Over here we have Animatrix Lite. I should make that clear. It is Animatrix Lite. They have the full version here for 19 bucks, but there's a free version here. You can click, download it. It is Mac and PC compatible. So it has that going for it. Next up, let's look at the download page. This is their own website, and we have Mac and PC downloads available right there. For Vaults, so the way Vaults work is Crow Hill Company, they have kind of like their plugin installer. I think it's called the Crow Hill app. You download that. Of course, you're gonna have to sign up for an account on their site. Download the app, install the app, open the Crow Hill app, log into your account. From your account, I think you can set up what you're grabbing, so you can grab the Vaults plugin from the website while you're logged into your account. So once you now log into the app, it's going to show you what you have in your account, what you own. They have paid plugins also if you want to check that out. But for Vaults is free, and the way it works is you will see it in the Crow Hill app once you log into your account and you've set everything up from the account online on the website in your browser. So now in the app, you will see what you have claimed, and you can download that stuff and it'll install it directly to your respective VST folders. Now, the way it works is Vaults is a sample player similar to Contact. And what's going to happen is they keep releasing new sampled instruments, just like Contact. It uses sample instruments. So they've been releasing for a while now. I want to say at least 2 to 2.5 years. And I think roughly every month, things have been changing over there, and they took a break for a while and they kind of changed up some things. So what they started doing once it came out of beta mode is, at first it was the last 10 releases are available for free. And once that 10th one gets knocked off the list down to, I guess, the 11th spot, which is non-existent because there's a new one at the number 1 spot, the latest release. Number 10 that just got pushed to 11 is no longer available if you never claimed it. So what you want to do is you want to stay on top of the Crow Hill news, and whenever they release a new offering for the Vaults player, you want to make sure that you go and you claim it in your account online, and it'll always be available as long as they support it and they don't change anything. Your different sample instruments that you claim will always be available once you install and log into your Crow Hill app on your computer. So whatever you've claimed in the past will be there. So after a while, they went on a break and then they came back and changed that. So now it's only 6 on the list. And once this mallet piano gets knocked into position 7, because there's a new number 1, the latest release, once they release the next thing, this will no longer be available for free. You can now add the older ones for $5. I think before it was $3, now it's $5. Inflation. So if you want access to the older stuff that they released in beta and in the beginning when everything was just free, you would have to now add the rest of the library for $5 each, which is fine if you're really into it. I have all of them already because I've been on since the beta, so I have access to all of them in my account. But that's how that works. So if you weren't aware of Vaults, definitely grab Vaults, sign up for the account, set everything up, and grab what's free right now. So they just released lo-fi strings. That's what we're going to be looking at in particular for today. But they have bridge guitar, we have acid synth, we have solo bud ran, I don't know what that is, some weird instrument. We have amp bass, mallet piano, and then down here are some of the ones that were available initially. So the library is definitely growing, and their model is adjusting a little bit, the whole model of how it works. Finally, we have here Convology XT, which is a convolution reverb. I'm not going to explain what that is. Look it up if you're not aware of what that is. We're going to just look at the flexibility. They recently updated this, so that's why I'm talking about it. It has been around for a while, but it's good to see that they are updating and adding new features. No more of the latest support is being added to it. So it is now VST3, it's resizable, and all that good stuff. So let's jump over to the DAW, look at the examples, and move on from there. So on Tuesday, I first introduced this arrangement, and we have it updated. I added more. I wrote a complete song to this, actually recorded the song, background vocals, all that good stuff. You guys are not gonna hear that, you're just gonna hear the arrangement as it has evolved. So Tuesday we had this, let's check it out, and then we're gonna see where we're at with the fleshed out version. that's what we had going on for Tuesday. Here's the fleshed out version. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, so that's what we got going on now. Added a bunch of stuff, of course, bass line. Added those acoustic guitars, full arrangement, formatting, all that good stuff, based on the vocals and everything that was done. So let's look at Animatrix. I'm gonna be a little bit out of order, but it doesn't matter. So with Animatrix, I had it doing this right here. So it's not a lot of presets. There's a few presets here, and this is the one I chose, Frozen Planet. Nothing special, but it did the trick for what I needed. Just a pad with some high-end frequency movement up there. Just gave the tone that I want and the texture. That was mainly what it was for in the whole situation here. They have basic setups, basic controls. So we have the ADSR section here. They do have built-in effects. So we have distortion, chorus, delay, reverb. You can turn them on, tweak the settings, all that good stuff. They have LFO over here. So you can actually crank the LFO and you'll get a lot more movement on the sound. So just for example, let me do that. Bring up the depth. And then bring up the rate. That'll change the speed of the wobble. Let's just make it subtle to the way it was. So I like the subtle movement. I think the initial preset was a lot more drastic, and then I kind of tweaked that. There's a glide slider here. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing crazy. So in addition to that, we have vaults here. So I got vaults, and then we have that analog obsession EQ, and then we have reVUe. Let's talk about reVUe real quick. So reVUe is basically a VU meter. It is initially calibrated for -18 dBFS. I'm not going to explain what any of that means, but if you know, you know. If you don't, research it. has to do with levels, and it gets kind of nerdy on the music side, but dealing with mixing and analog versus digital and levels, it's something you might want to look into if you're not aware of it. So that's one of the main purpose of VU meters. It's not just to look cool, it's to help calibrate levels in a very intelligent and effective way for a more successful mix and just processing better. So this by default is set to negative 18 dBFS. So the unique thing about this, and it's only unique to my DAW, and I'm gonna bring up the mixer just for that. So it is VST3, all that good stuff. But what makes it very interesting is that they implemented something that is only unique to the DAW that I use, which is Reaper, and is that I can right click on it here and go to this option that says show embedded UI in MCP, and it's gonna actually show a little version of it here on the mixer. So you can have that readout there on your mixer view. I can also have it on my track view on the side over here, but that's neither here nor there. So I thought that was cool. But if you're looking for a VU meter, I already have multiple VU meters that does that, that are native to my DAW. And then I also have other third-party ones that already do that. But if you're looking for a VU meter to help you view the level calibration, that's a good one to check out. Free, lightweight, looks good, beautiful. All right, next up, let's deal with this EQ here. The Ind EQ from Analog Obsession. So this one is kind of different. Coming from Analog Obsession, they're always gonna have that analog type of thing that they're going for, analog emulation. This one, based on what they're saying, is not emulating any specific hardware out there. It's just doing its own thing. With these type of EQs, these are cool as far as giving off a specific tone and vibe, because you don't have a wide range of choices with certain things. You have specific frequency ranges that you can lock into, and then you can just turn them up, turn them down. So when you have EQs like that, it tends to have a very specific rigid sound. So you just have to decide if that sound fits what you're going for. So you have locked frequency points. So going through the interface, it's pretty intuitive. Just gotta take a second to look at it. So right here, we have a high pass filter button. You hit it and it's 80. It's just automatically rolling off 80 Hertz. We don't know what the slope curve is, but that's just what it does. And opposite to that is over here, we have, right here, we have a roll off. Is it a roll off? Yes, it's a roll off. 8K, 16K. You know what? I think I spoke too soon. I don't think what that is. Let me get back to that. All right, let's go in order. Over here, we have this gain knob that coincides with this frequency knob. So you can choose 100 Hertz, and then you can boost or cut 100 Hertz. Then you can change the curve type. So peak, shelf. So it'll be a peak within this range, 35 Hertz all the way to 220 Hertz. And you could also make it a shelf and then work with it as a shelf to boost or cut within this range. So that's that. In the middle here, we have this knob coinciding with this knob. So you can hit this for high or low, which is gonna determine the bell curve, if it's a smooth curve or it's more of a sharp curve. And then you pick your frequency here from 2K all the way to 6K, and then you boost and you cut, depending on what you're trying to do. Pick your frequency range and pick if you want to boost and cut. All right. Then over here, we have this button coinciding, these two buttons coinciding with this knob. So over here, it's just shelf or peak. And then if you have a shelf, it's just gonna be either the shelf at 8K or 16K. And then you're gonna boost or cut. And that's the layout. Then you have an IO button, which is basically like your bypass. You could turn the EQ on and off, and then there's an output knob here for gain compensation. So hopefully I didn't confuse anybody with that explanation. So pretty straightforward analog style EQ. So we talked this, we talked the vaults. So vaults looks like this in the DAW. And right now I have the lo-fi string preset. And you can click right here, right where they have the menu bars there. Click here and you will see all the presets that you have installed. Switch your presets, and then they have controls here. So the main circle is going to change the timbre, and then this is going to add kind of like some tape artifacts. So depending on how much you crank it, you start getting more of artifacts and different results of tape. So you'll start to get audio dropout. It'll get a little bit grungier with the sound, and it sounds more like worn out tape. Depending on how much you dial that in. 0 to 100. Down here we have a filter. We have a dirt setting here that you can tweak. They have echo, which is a delay. Splash is a reverb. When you switch different presets, some of these settings change. Definitely these two settings down here change. The echo and splash, I think right across the board for most of the presets are there. I'm not sure about the drums, but I'm pretty sure it's always echo and splash, which is delay and reverb. The settings in the middle here will change based on the preset instrument that you load. They've updated this interface graphically because this is not how it looked initially. It is resizable, so we can do that and make it much bigger. And then this is a volume knob here. Pretty straightforward, pretty clean. I like the performance of this plugin. It's usually pretty stable. So I think that's it. Did I cover everything? I feel like I did. No, convology. All right, last one. And appropriately, we are at the end where the piano is. So I'm gonna play around with convology. So let's open this plugin chain. I'm gonna turn these off. So this is what the piano sounds like dry. let's get a different section here. Float this. All right, so Convology XT, like I said, is a convolution reverb. Cool thing is they got a ton of presets. So we come here and you see the presets over here. So as you select, I don't know exactly how many, but there are a good amount of presets for you to choose from. And as you click on the different presets over here, they have images showing you what it's emulating. So this is a pretty famous lexicon reverb. Lexicon reverb unit. So let's turn this on. They even have reverse reverb presets in here. So it even does delay. Echo space. So up here, we have some time controls here. So you hit this button. Let's go to a plate. You can mess with the start, attack, hold, release here with the time. There are settings down here, of course, pre-delay time, mix settings, with output, scale. So with the decay and the stretch, and there is modulation, you can turn that on. And also there is an EQ. So you can come here and you can hit the EQ button and start dialing in an EQ curve. So a lot of flexibility here for a free convolution reverb. And like I said, if you understand what a convolution reverb is, I think they also allow you to upload your own IR files, impulse response files. So the sky's the limit. If you're into convolution reverbs and you have a ton of IR files, you can load them there. You know what to do with them. So that's pretty much it, guys. Check those plugins out. The link is in the description. And that link will take you to the blog page where you can check out download links, information, all that good stuff. So definitely check those plugins out. Link is in the description. There is also a link in the description for my video series on PC specs and how it relates to music production. I'm looking to update that by the end of this year, going into next year. But right now, the current version that's up there was done in 2021. That series is to help you understand how your computer and its internal parts works along with your DAW to power that DAW to give you a smooth experience with whatever your task is in music production. So if you're having issues with your DAW performing smoothly and it's distracting you, you're getting clicks, pops, audio cutouts, you're getting your DAW stuttering, you have latency issues, you're having it freeze, crash a lot, very often, just very unstable behavior, that series can help you understand why that might be happening and what you may need to do to fix the issue. So check that series out. It's a 6-part series. Also, there's a link in the description for a growing playlist for these videos that I do multiple times a week. These live stream videos presenting you guys with free VST plugins, 100% free. So if you're looking for more free VSTs like we just looked at today, 100% free, I try to make sure that I present you guys with 100% free plugins. Check out that playlist. If you see some plugin that's out and I'm not talking about it yet, it's because I'm not sure if it's free. Sometimes they tout it as free, but it's free for a limited time, and they're kind of vague with that information. But I'm trying to present you guys with 100% free all the time plugins, so that no matter where you go, you can always reach for those plugins. No matter what studio you're at or whoever's house you're at, working on whatever computer, you can always reach and grab a plugin that you're familiar with, that you trust. No matter where you are, you could just be like, install this, and then you can go. That's my philosophy. So that's why I present you guys with free VST plugins. So definitely check out that playlist. There's over 400 videos there presenting you guys with free plugins, 100% free. Lastly, there is a link in the description for a growing playlist for the video series that I started this year called 52 Weeks of rePER, where every week for 52 weeks, I will be releasing a new video focusing on a key feature in rePER, the rePER Digital Audio Workstation. So that series is up to, I think this Saturday will be week 33. I should be uploading and setting up that video tonight. But this series is there to highlight what makes the rePER DAW such an amazing piece of software. So from its flexibility to how feature rich it is, and just practical, useful, everyday features. Very flexible, very customizable, very feature rich. So definitely check out that series and stay tuned to the new video that's gonna be dropping every Saturday. So every Saturday, I'll release a new video for this entire year. We're up to week 33. We're doing it for 52 weeks. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm done for the week with these live streams. Check back next week as I present you guys with more free VST plugins to help you with your musical adventures and endeavors. And also check on Saturday for the newest video for my series titled 52 Weeks of rePER. Thanks for watching, guys. And as usual, you will see me in the next video.